confusing. So if anyone wants copies of the ed specs, what I'll do is take your name and number and address, and then we'll photocopy them and distribute them to you, I guess tomorrow or whenever. We'll make those arrangements. But in any case, it is an important part of the evaluation of a project, so we have them here for you. The headcount, as projected through Dr. Troton's office, is 560 for the school. In full-time equivalency, though, it's 540 because currently we do not have full-day kindergarten. It's something we all aspire to, and in this plan, we will be able to do that because we're adding 4 kindergarten rooms. So currently, you take that down from 560 to 540 because you have the half-day kindergartens. So that's the enrollment. Can you get the next one? Okay. So what you have on this part is what the state requires, and those numbers underneath are on the side refer to the square footage requirements for this that are mandated by the state for those types of classrooms. And obviously, for the younger children, you have larger space because they need more room to exercise. You have groups working groups rather than one uniform curriculum. So these would be the specs as required by the state. This is additional space where we've added new construction to make for additional classroom or other facilities. And this is the existing space in either the annex or the original building, and how it has been reconfigured after the renovation. So that will give you, we have 1 pre-K, we have 4 kindergarten classes, we have 14 general classes, we have 1 art room, 1 music room, with practice rooms, et cetera, et cetera. I won't go into detail, but as I said, we'll make this available to you. Okay. And this continues. It goes through a number of spaces: cafetorium, guidance office, counselor's office, waiting room for health, etc. All the way through. And again, additional space, what we've constructed in the 18,420 square feet of new building on the south, the existing space that we have and how we've reconfigured it. Okay. Now we're going to go to the level 1. Okay. So now here we are in level 1. We're going to start as if we were entering the building. So bear with me because there are 4 levels, which is pretty common for older schools. I don't know if any of you went to schools in the 40s, 50s. I did. A lot of these older schools, the brick buildings that you're familiar with, are 4 stories. Although here, it's sort of going up the hill. So we're going to start in the southernmost part as if we were getting off the bus on Haverhill Street and walking into the walkway and coming into the center entrance in the new addition. Okay? What we've done, excuse me, is reposition. Now here's the old 49 annex. We're going to just stay here for now because there's nothing up in the front. It's ledge and whatever, hillside. What we did here is reposition the stairwell. So we picked up some space in the cafeteria that will now allow us to put in a stage. So it is a cafetorium, not just a cafeteria. The crawl space that many of you know if you've worked at the school during school functions has a little bit of ledge in it. That's crawl space, and that would be still crawl space and mechanical. The kitchen stays where it is. If you come into the school, then you come into this atrium that we were talking about that goes up 3 stories right into the cupola that is also glazed, allowing light to flood the building. We have a principal's office here right next to the entry point, corner office for the new principal, whoever that might be. The counselor's office, guidance, health, 500 square feet, a conference room of 190 square feet. The general administrative office is here, 430 square feet, which could have glazing windows so you could look into what's going on in the atrium where people are coming and going. Here's the stairwell that allows you to the 2nd and 3rd levels. Girls' room, boys' room, storage here for the gymnasium. These would be girls' and boys' rooms and locker rooms. And then the gymnasium, excuse me, of 4,340 square feet. And remember, those windows are enormous on the southern side, and we have windows on the western side. So this gymnasium is also just flooded with light. You would walk through then the cafeteria, as I mentioned, and here's the kitchen. Now we're going to go up a level. So we're still going to start on the southern side of the building in the new addition. Okay. So we've gone up the stairs and we're now up one level above ground on the second level of the new addition. We have 2 classrooms, 938 square feet and 960 square feet with windows on 2 sides. This building is just great in terms of natural light and cross ventilation, so we don't have to centrally air condition the building. We still have windows open. I prefer, and I know a lot of people do. This is open to below, remember, and then you go to that side, the western side, and you have the gymnasium, the upper volume of the gym, okay, the upper half. You walk around, go through, and remember the corridors, these are the same corridors that are in the Batcheldor 49 wing now. It's just that they've been made narrower because they're really excessively wide now, allowing us to, excuse me, create very spacious rooms and utilize the maximum space in the 49 wing, which we may not love the outside of it. We're going to fix that with what Steve was mentioning, precast stone, which is not expensive as ornamentation. But in terms of functional space, you can't beat it. It's just very efficient space. So we wanted to maximize that. The other thing we like about this layout, as opposed to the other one that we have, is that this keeps all of the small children in one area as a pod and keeps them in very close proximity to the main entrance and the nurse's station and so forth. And they are the most needy. Obviously, they are the ones we want to be keeping a watchful eye on. So the kindergarten spaces, we have 4, so we can now go to full-day kindergarten, which I know is everyone's hope. 1,200 square feet, 1,200, 1,150, and 1,150. And then the pre-K room, another pre-K room of 1,150. And these are the stairs at the back, allowing us to go up and down through the levels in the rest of the building. The other thing about this is, thinking about the children again, the smaller ones, they are one level above the gym, so they only have one level to go to get to the gym. I'm sorry, yeah, the new gym. And they have just a very short hop and a level down to go to all of the other core facilities, music, art, and the library, which I'm very excited to talk about. I'll bring you up to speed on that in a second. Okay? Next one. We're on, going this way. All right. This is level, we're now on level, we're going up a level again to level 3. And this is where, if you remember, those of you who are Batcheldor parents will remember, this is where the 49 wing connects to the lower level of the original Batcheldor school. This is the connecting point. I'm going to start again over at the main entrance and work our way forward. You come in to the main entrance, you can go up 2 levels, and we have on the 3rd level of the new addition 4 classrooms, again, all on corners, so we've got great light, cross ventilation. 960, 938, 938, and 960. And at this point, you're up in the roof of the gym, so that you're up in the hip roof of the gym at this point. That's another space where you could have storage or mechanical, whatever. Okay? Now, here's the elevator. This is the access point for all levels of the school. All 4 levels can be accessed by this elevator with its mechanics. Walking through them, we're going to go through the atrium around to the 49 wing, and we have 6 classrooms here. All of them, all are 918 square feet. This one is 915. There's a planning room for the teachers of 594 square feet. A remedial room of 350 square feet here. Stairwell, this is additional outside space that will be added on, so its cost is a little bit lower and allows us to go up and down through the levels. And this is the hallway then. Over into the rest of the school, we're now coming into the original building, okay? And hopefully some of you are familiar with it. This area here is currently the boiler room and the gymnasium of the Batcheldor School as it exists today. Now, if you've been to practices or whatever, I hope you remember, you actually go down to get into the gym. It's kind of sunken. It's below the corridor and it's below the grade on the outside. We are planning to raise the entire gym floor up about 5 feet to put it on grade and up to a level that makes it level with the corridor that goes to the front side, the north side of the original building. In doing this, what you create is 5 feet of space. Now admittedly, it's crawl space. You can't pick your head up as a normal adult and walk through it, but it would be usable as mechanical or storage. And if one really wanted to, one could also excavate down under the gym floor if you wanted to create adequate headspace and turn it into, again, mechanical, full-blown storage or whatever. Right now, we're not planning to use it, it's just crawl space. If you remember the corridor that the library has in it, has arches, very nice arches, but that lead out to the corridors, but they've been, at some point they were bricked in for some reason. But it's not necessary to keep them bricked up. One could take the bricks out, glaze them, in other words, put windows in, and have, remember, we've raised the floor so everybody can look out the windows. You're not peeking up at windows way up high. The children can see outside when they're playing in the gym. The light from that will flood through here, through the glazing, in the archways, and then into the hallway. This will definitely pick up the light on this side of the building, which is, admittedly diminished right now. Let's see what we've got. This would be an extra classroom, 950 square feet. There is a possibility you could create kind of a nice portico or something like that as yet another entrance focal point. It wouldn't be an entrance to the school, as we mentioned. The only entrance that would be open all day is this one for security reasons, but you could create an outdoor reading terrace. I know I saw the Hood School on the weekend at its opening, and that reading circle is really terrific that was designed into the library. It would be nice to have that inside the Batcheldor library, but wouldn't it be nice if we could even have an outside one when you get days like today, where the children could be outside in the air and be read to out there. So that's a possibility. The other thing we're doing is we're bringing, I should mention, in the old school, you remember the up-down effect you get going on in there? There's no need for it. We're actually going to just build flooring, build joists, and put it all on level. So you basically have completely consistent levels, so you get rid of the access problem. Girls and boys room here. The art room, 1,278 or 3, I can't see it, square feet. This is the part that's a dark work room that's really not very attractive. We'd leave it for storage or mechanical, 1,122 square feet. The area across the hall from the current gym would become the science and technology room. It's very spacious. It's actually way over, a lot of these rooms are way over the state requirement. And the fact that the windows are high here is actually could be to your advantage because you don't have the screen glare off the computer screens. The music room likewise is much larger than it is required to be, 1,560 square feet, allowing for at least a couple of practice rooms, or maybe one could add more practice rooms. And then we've left the part that's up into the hill, also storage and mechanical. Let's see, where are we? Okay. Now we're going to go to level 4. Okay. And this is now level 4. Obviously, at this point, we're up at roof. There's roof here, roof in the wing, and we're at that very top level, which now is, when you come into the main entrance today of the Batcheldor School, that's the entrance you come up into in that whole floor. That's what we're visiting right now. Sorry, we had a sneer going on here. That's what? Classroom of 950? Yeah. You guys have it on your plan.
Yeah,
900? Oh, 1,030. I'm sorry. This is the current library and computer room, for those of you who are familiar with the building the way it's laid out right now. This is no longer, there's no longer an entrance from this side. Remember, we've closed it off. The main entrance is on the south. There's a classroom. What do we have here? We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 classrooms here. Can we go 1, 2, 7, 8? Sorry, 9. There's an extra classroom. The 8 here we had conceived as being probably best suited to being the pods for the 4th and 5th grade. The reason being that they are the most remote from the gym, they're the most remote from the cafeteria, the library, and so forth. They're older, the children can be a little more independent.